WBTV whenever you need it. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook.
I'm glad that was a long commercial break. I spent a lot of time reading the cooking school classes at the Salute Cooking School at Whole Foods. Chef Harrington, how are you? Good to see you.
Doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. This is an amazing cooking school. I've been there. It is a beautiful facility in Whole Foods in South Park, and you have all kinds of classes.
We do. We have wonderful classes. We have hands-on classes. We have demonstration classes. You can sit back and let us do all the cooking, or you can get up there and cook it yourself, and we provide everything, and then we all sit down and have a glass of wine and eat.
Well, and tell people about the volunteer part, because this is cool.
Volunteers, we usually use 3 or 4 volunteers per class, and what we do is every volunteer gets 1 point per class, and every time they get 4 points, they get a free class.
So you can go, hang out, be a part of the class by volunteering, you know, helping them with the dishes, doing all that other stuff, cutting stuff up. But then you get a cooking class. That is really, really cool.
And you get to eat. So.
And you get to eat when you volunteer, even better.
Yes.
You grilled up some things for us today.
I did. What we have here is we have some wonderful tri-tip kebabs. A tri-tip is a wonderful cut of meat that we've kind of cubed up, and we have marinated in some olive oil, some Dijon mustard, some garlic, some fresh thyme, and some rosemary.
Ooh.
And we grilled them. We like to separate the meat from the vegetables.
Why?
Because meat tends to cook at different times than vegetables. We'll either end up with very raw meat, or we'll end up with very, very charred vegetables. So we like to separate them, and then they can all come back together on a beautiful platter like this over top of some orzo salad.
That is a really smart way to do it, because we run into that problem at our house all the time. We're like, oh, the chicken's not done, but those tomatoes are getting really crispy.
Separate them. Just keep them on. Same happens with fish, shrimp, pork, chicken, beef. All different cooking times, and they're all going to be different than the vegetables.
Separate them. How about with those vegetables? Because the vegetables you've chosen, do they all have similar cooking times?
If you cut them in the right sizes, yes, they will.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to do anything like potatoes or any of the squash or the butternut squash and things like that are really dense. Those will tend to cook longer. But in general, vegetables will have a similar cooking time. And if you cut them in the right sizes, we've cut them all so that they would approximately grill about the same time.
So you got to think about, you know, how big a piece you want and how big and how long that's going to take to grill, because you don't want your tomatoes to get all mushy.
Nope, not at all.
We said mushy at the same time. That was very, very cool.
Yes.
Can people find all this stuff at Whole Foods?
Yes, they can. Everything that I've made here, I purchased this morning at Whole Foods.
Very nice. And if people do want to take the cooking classes, do they have to sign up pretty far in advance? Do you get pretty full?
Some of them. Sushi, pasta making classes, they all sell out very quickly, but they can all sign up online at WholeFoodsMarket.com/salute.
Well, there you go. Ashley, wouldn't it be fun to take a cooking class at Whole Foods?
Absolutely would, especially since it's an indoor cooking class for the next few days, because we are seeing a lot of shower activity moving through the area. We do have some pockets of some pretty heavy rain, and unfortunately this overall trend is going to continue not only through the weekend, but through the end of next week as well. About the only change, and not necessarily for the better, is going to be the temperatures, and we're actually approaching 90 degrees as we get into next Wednesday. So our temperatures are heating up, and we're dropping those storm chances by a hair, but overall we're going to at least see some pop-ups each and every afternoon coming up for the next week.
All right, let's look ahead to August. Healthy summer cooking, summer pasta, or wine 101? Which one?
Oh, wine 101.
I knew that's what
We have a series of classes all on wine.
Oh, well, we
Can't
know where
beat those.
Ashley will be. Hey, thanks for joining us today. We're going to keep an eye on the flooding, and we'll keep you posted on WBTV.com. See you first at 4.